Hi garden friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Era and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A, where I do gardening related videos. I'm at Lowe's and I'm checking out their newest clearance plants. Alright, so they have quite a bit of azaleas. Now these are not going to be the ones that bloom 3 times a year. These are likely going to be the ones that bloom only in the spring. Now this guy here is a part sun plant, which means it only needs 3 to 6 hours of sun, and it says right there, blooms in the spring. It's usually only $20, but which means it's going to be half off. Now these guys here can't take as much sun. They will stress out if they're in too much sun, but definitely give them sun at least. For me, mine gets sun up until around 1:32, and it seems to be quite fine. Now they have a bunch of them here in that Lowe's black pot, which is why it's not even a bad price. Next up, they have some crape myrtles. This particular one here is the Twilight Magic. Now Twilight Magic has these really nice dark purple to black foliage with this really nice pinky red blooms. This guy here is hardy from zones 5 to 9, and it grows somewhere between 12 to 14 feet tall by 6 to 8 feet wide. These like full sun guys, and they have a couple of these. Now these are from the First Editions brand, and these are usually $26.98, which means it's really only going to be $13. They also have a blush pink Nandina. Now this is a beauty, and although I don't have this one in my yard, I do have the Obsession Nandina, and the Obsession Nandina does really well. Now this is a dwarf that only grows 2 feet tall, guys. It is hardy from zones 6 to 10. Now this is from the Southern Living Plant Collection. It's an evergreen, and as it gets cooler, it gets really nice in color. It looks like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of these guys here at my Lowe's. They've got some star jasmine. Now star jasmine does bloom, and it blooms in the summer. This guy is usually $21.98, which means it's going to be half off. Now I don't have this guy in my yard, but I know jasmines normally smell really nice. This guy is a white blooming, and it's a vine, so it definitely will need a trellis. It is hardy from zones 9, which is likely why I don't have it, because it definitely will not survive our winter. This guy grows 3 to 6 feet tall by 3 to 6 feet wide. Let me know if you have star jasmine in your yard and how it does. Now it's in a regular black pot, so it's not very expensive, especially when you're getting half off. They've got some highlights Arborvitae. Now I got this twice already over the years, and in both times they didn't do well. And you guys know I struggle with Arborvitaes. Even though I think they're really nice and they give structure and a certain type of elegance to the garden, they just don't do particularly well in my yard. So they have these guys here. They have one here and another one over here. These are usually $26.98, guys, and they're going to be half off. This guy here is a full sun to part shade plant, hardy from zones 5 to 8. Let me know if you like Arborvitaes or how they do in your yard. They've also got a Forever Goldie. This one here grows 10 to 12 feet tall by 3 to 3.5 feet wide. This is usually $26, guys. Now this is in a 3-gallon, and it's actually not a bad price. When you think about it, you're really only paying $13. But again, an Arborvitae that's very finicky. They don't take well to moving. You have to really water them at least for 6 months to a year and keep them moist as they are, getting ready for or getting rooted in your yard. And I can't deny the fact that they are pretty. I love anything that is chartreuse, and the Forever Goldie is definitely a beauty. This one here is from the Southern Living Plant Collection, and this beauty here is hardy from zones 5 to 8. They have quite a bit of these sky pencil Japanese hollies, guys. Now, these are usually $24, so it's going to be half off. This is in a 2.25, just a regular black pot, right? So these are great for a narrow part in your yard. They grow somewhere between 6 to 8 feet tall by 1 to 1.5 feet wide. Now, they are narrow, so it's great for a container, great for a centerpiece in a container or something, or great for an area that you don't, you just don't have the space, and it will go upward versus going wide. They have quite a bit of them, at least 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of them right here at my Lowe's. These are all full sun. They've got the Carolina jasmine, which is a poisonous vine, guys. This is a full sun plant. I never buy it. They always seem to have it. It is $21.98 and a full sun plant. Let me know if you have this guy in your yard. It only blooms in the spring, and it's in a black Lowe's pot. And it's a vine. I definitely don't have space for vines in my yard, but I definitely can't deny the fact that this thing is quite beautiful. This guy is hardy from zone 6, which means it will do well in my yard and even in a container, and grows pretty tall, guys, 20 feet by 8 feet wide. Next up, they've got some blue rug junipers. Junipers do really, really well in the south, guys, and it's not as water hungry as the regular Arborvitaes. Now, these guys here are going to be $9.98, which means it's going to be $4 here at my Lowe's. These are full sun plant. They can take the heat. Yes, you do need to water them when you're settling them in, but after a while, they really don't need you. And I have a lot of junipers in my yard. I actually have the blue point juniper and the blue star juniper, and they're doing amazingly well. These guys are hardy from zones 3 and grow 1 foot by 8 feet wide, guys. So really great if you're looking for a nice sun tolerant something as a ground cover. They've also got a few of the golden euonymus. Now, I picked up some of these already earlier on in the year. I really like that yellow color. A lot of the leaves are falling off like this one is at my yard, so I'm hoping it's okay. I actually tried buying these a couple of years ago, and they got messed up by that scale, but I really like them in any case. These are $9.98, again, $4. Full sun plant, hardy from zone 6, and grows 10 feet by 5 feet wide. They have a couple of them here at my Lowe's. They've got a couple of the purple Daydream Loropetalum. This is a dwarf that's usually $12.98, which means it's going to be $7 here. Now, they're quite small. They're in a looks like it's going to be in a 2.25 quart. And these usually grow 2 to 3 feet high by 3 to 4 feet wide. They definitely grow wider than they grow tall. And I have a couple of these in my yard. They do really, really well. They bloom nicely in the spring or when the weather is really, really cool. They have a couple of them spread all over this cart right here, and they are an evergreen, really, really nice purple, purple foliage with some really nice pinky red blooms. They also have a few of these sunshine ligustrums. These are a really nice plant in my yard. They do amazingly well. A full sun plant, evergreen, and something to give life to the garden when everybody else has gone to sleep. Love this guy because it really does look like that. And a perfect plant to go with it is something purple or orange, blooming or foliaged, right? This beauty here is hardy from zones 6 to 10. And it grows 3 to 6 feet tall by 3 to 4 feet wide. Now, this particular one here is $26, which means, and it's in a 3-gallon too. That's a good price. You're really only paying $13 for a 3-gallon plant. That is an evergreen. So they have 2 right there, and then they have 2 more on this side and a couple more on the other shelf. Even though I wouldn't buy any annuals except for a pansy at this time of the year, this is a petunia, a supercal petunia that they're selling. Usually it was a hanging basket that they were selling for $16.98, but of course now it's half off. Once that freeze comes, these guys are gone. They don't come back. I don't really, love petunias, but I do try the wave petunia that does really, really well. But of course, once that freeze comes, they're pretty much done. But I can't deny the fact that these things are really, really nice. They also have some of the flowering kalanchoe. Now, you've seen this during a lot of my clearance videos because they always seem to be on sale. Some of them are looking rough than others, and I think some of them probably got zapped when the freeze hit us not too long ago, but some of them don't look too bad. Now, chances are people are not going to buy them because, here we are in November. We're about to hit the third week in November, and we're going to get cooler, we're going to get cold sooner or later. Even though the temperatures are really, really nice this week, we are clocking high 60s into mid 70s, guys, this week. So it's really going to be a nice temperature for us. But once that freeze comes, these guys are going to be done. But I can't deny the fact that these are some beautiful plants. You got the yellow, you got the pink, and you've got the red. They've got a lot of the Babylon Beauty Better Boxwood. These guys here are $24, which means it's going to be half off here at Lowe's. These guys here are in a 1.5 gallon, and they are hardy from zones 5 to 9. Say they grow 3 feet by 4.5 feet wide, guys. Now, these are great for foundations, and I think they marketed them to be a little bit more tougher when it comes to fighting off the pests that a lot of the boxwoods are susceptible to. But I don't have any of these in my yard. My favorite boxwood, to be honest with you, is the wintergreen boxwood, which actually is the Korean boxwood that grows fast, really, really fast in my yard. But these are here at Lowe's. Check out your Lowe's if you're looking for boxwood. This is the perfect time to be planting, guys. Speaking of wintergreen, they have 2 huge ones. These are in a 6 gallon. Here it is. Now this, again, like I mentioned earlier, this is the Korean boxwood, and I feel like it's the fastest growing one because I've only had mine for a couple of years, and they do amazingly well in containers and in the ground. This guy here is a part sun plant, and you can see it's in a huge pot, and they're charging $48, but really you're only paying half off for a plant that's kind of already established. This guy here is hardy from zone 4 and grows 3 to 4 feet tall by 3 to 4 feet wide. They've got quite a bit of the petite knockout rose. This one is the miniature knockout rose, and these usually are $22, which means you're paying half off. Now these guys here, it's a rose, so it's a full sun plant, hardy from zones 4 to 10, and it has this really nice fire engine red that does not fade. I have this in my yard. It does amazingly well. Then they have the regular double knockout rose. This guy here, they have the orange glow knockout rose. What a beauty. And these guys are usually $25.98, but they are half off here at Lowe's. Love these. I have the coral, I have the cherry red, and they do amazingly well in my yard. As usual, this time of the year, you really see a lot of roses in the clearance section, guys, but these are looking good. All they need is a prune back. I know a lot of these plants are looking rough, but chances are all some of these things need are to be pruned to be brought back to life. Next up, they have a few of the orange rocket barberry. Now, I have this in my yard. It does well, and I swear to you guys, this looks exactly like that. This is usually $24.98, which means it'll be half off in a 2 gallon. This is a Southern Living Plant Collection plant. This guy here is hardy from zones 5 to 9 and requires full sun. Now, I've moved it a couple times, and it just looks great, guys. I mean, no complaints about this guy. The only thing is that when you're handling this guy, be careful because barberries are full of thorns. If you don't wear gloves, you will get poked, but they do amazingly well. All they need is a nice prune at the end of the season, and they come right back. I've also got a cast in bronze distylium. This guy here is $24.98 usually, which means it will be half off. This beauty here is an evergreen, and it has these really nice new foliage. When it first comes out, it is a beauty. Now this guy here is hardy from zone 7 to 9, and it grows 3 to 4 feet tall by 3 to 4 feet wide. Let me know if you have cast in bronze. I have Bayou Bliss, and I know of cast in bronze, but the ones that I have are Bayou Bliss, and they're doing okay in my yard, but they are here half off at my Lowe's. They've got some gardenias. This particular one here is the scent amazing. Smells absolutely amazing, hence the name. This guy here is usually $24.98, guys, which means it'll be half off. Usually grows somewhere between 2.5 to 3 feet tall and 2.5 to 3 feet wide, hardy from zone 7 to 10. It's an evergreen, and it blooms when it's really, really happy. It blooms and it really smells amazing at night. Let me know if you have any gardenias and how they do in your yard. They still have a lot of shade trees, guys, a combination of different types of oaks. So here they are, and it looks like it's going to be 6 or 8 gallons. So for example, they have the green weeping willow. This guy is usually $58, which means it will be half off. They have the red maple, usually $58, half off. They also have this guy here is a Shumard oak back here. A Shumard oak is $54, which will be half off. And they also have a Nuttall oak that is also $32.98. All of these trees are going to be half off here at my Lowe's. That's pretty much it for me here at Lowe's, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've been getting clearance plants. This is the time of the year that you're going to be seeing more plants at your store, especially if you had your area had a freeze and a lot of plants got damaged. Chances are Lowe's will put some plants out if they are damaged. Let me know what you think, guys. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted on all my new videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.